Now then, welcome back to another episode on the Hypermine Vanilla 1.9 server. Today, I'm going to do a little bit of exploring first. There's a little bit of marking territory out that I want to set up. There's kind of a point in the build when you've got to think, where am I going with this? This is beautiful. I love this. I love this style. I've now got another build here, which is kind of plotted out as the next plot along. So these three kind of even-looking plots are going to have different sizes. I'm thinking this is going to be the granary. Okay, this is going to be the granary. I've already sort of set up the inside as to what it's going to be. We've got another wheat farm or nano farm here, all set up in line with the beautiful oasis in the desert. I just need to fancy it up. I haven't started with the design side. I've got the practicalities in here. I've got the different kind of farmable materials that I can farm inside the nano farm. I've got all of the stuff that we can grow in here. While I'm here, the Skelly farm is down there, and I've calculated that while standing here, I am still within 16 blocks of the actual spawner, so the spawner's still technically activated, and the skellies will keep spawning to replenish the bone supply while I'm up here. And there's also storage and all that kind of stuff. I've thrown in cactus and sugarcane, just so it's a one-plot-fits-all kind of thing. Even though my main sugarcane farm is going to be out over there by the river, and cactuses, well, the cactuses are everywhere. I just kind of brought it all into one spot here as like the centre of farming, the granary. And this will also store this. And I may end up having a bit of an excess stock area, maybe a ladder going up the back here into a kind of a warehouse stores for anything that I'm not selling, anything that I want to keep but I'm not selling over that way. Oh, hello, horsey. Thank you for turning up just as the sun goes down. Let's just quickly make it a mecha day. Thank you. Or did I? Did I make it day? Looks like I didn't make it day. Make it day. And clear. Thank you. Because the sun should rise from over there and set over there. It did a message, but it didn't quite work out, did it? So, today, first off, I want to get a territorial map going. This first part of the map here is this section that I'm standing at here. Obviously, here's this bit, and we go as far up as this. Actually, it goes as far up as this here. This area here. So I want to figure out kind of how big an area I want it. And this also shows quite a lot of that area down below. So what I want to do is maybe come into this area here and do another map. And that then leads us into this one. Here we go, yeah. And this is more of the central sort of location. Well, I can make the map bigger. I can wrap it in paper a bit more and make it bigger. But I feel like this is going to be big enough to display it on here and show off the area. So that would technically be the middle, and that would technically be the bottom. Well, first things first, before I can do the granary, because I want the granary to have a lot of wood on the top of it, big wooden dome type structure, I need some wood. So I looked into my stores and my acacia wood is running low. So I've decided to rip down all my trees in this side over here. So take down the farming plots there, take this big oak tree down, and start using that section over there for my tree farm. So I'll have my tree and sugarcane farm set up over there. I'm not going to do it all now for this episode. I'm going to do it over the course of between this episode and next, while I get a chance to play on the server and just make a load of noise at the minute. Let me stop doing that for a second. Make a load of materials for the builds, for the great building that's going to happen and ahead of us. We've got a lot of wood required. Obviously, this is the kind of the colour scheme that we're getting. in maybe more of the richer areas. In slightly more of the darker, danker areas, we'll probably go a lot heavier just with the basic sandstone. But with rich structures here and there, I want a lot of acacia wood, and I want a lot of acacia wood for doors and fences and all sorts of things. So I better start by cutting down a load of those trees and replanting the saplings. Well, with the first part of the tree farm all chopped down and replanted, it's already growing back really fast. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem to go and get all the wood I need from over there. I've been thinking about this as well. I've been staring at it a little bit. I've been thinking, where do I begin? And I kind of want to keep the top layer of this showing all the time. So it's kind of just the second story, and I just want the second story to go no higher than that block. As we were talking about previous episodes, first story, second story, I want to keep it lower than that. And what I've kind of thought about and decided upon is trying to emphasize maybe that archway being the top of this building. I don't know how much space that's going to leave me inside, though. So it might not be so much space inside here if I'm only going up to this sort of level. But if you see, there's half slab on the underside of that block, so an upper half slab. And if I do a lower half slab and stairs and things going down here, then I'm kind of giving it the same shape and style that I want. I also need to make this look better, because at the minute it doesn't look like anything. I have a lot of spare space around this side, which I can mess around with, and this side is good to go. But I kind of want to, I just want to curve it just ever so slightly around the place. So I figured I would start off by working from the corner, I guess. Yeah, why not? Let's work on the corner. And let's do our normal kind of style here for this. But instead of going just part way, we're going to bring out a little bit more here and have a kind of a staggered area. Kind of staggered. Let's throw another one of these down just to emphasize the shape of the building coming up to here, and then maybe bring another one here, and then this would be kind of the start of the roof because we're in line here. So that's the first bit, and we should possibly go like that to be in line with that, and then do a little crafting bench in mid-air. I've got so many crafting benches all over the place right now. I've got crafting benches galore. Let's throw a crafting bench down there and get half of that and make a load of these, because I'm probably going to use them all anyway, and kind of give myself an opposite of this. And I kind of need a block here to place this on. So there, and then we come across, say two across, and then we're going up another one. So let's throw another slab in there and then bring it up. And then we just come across here with slabs. Meh. Come across here with slabs. I'll change this around as I need to. I just want to try and get the shape right, and then I'll mess around with it off camera. That is too far, I think. One too far. Goodbye, thank you. And let's come in from here and across with two. And then I think it was a stair. Nope, we're down two there, and then we're down another one. And then down across this way too, and then we've got a stair here. Yeah, I think so, something like that. So, yes, lots of prep work still to be done. Lots of prep work to figure out. Make sure that this is looking right and it's working out right, and everything is going to be groovy. And we just got a lot of placing blocks to do, so excuse me while I get on with it. Okay, so check it out. I like the profile. I like the profile of it as you come out of this oasis area, the kind of the crossroads area. I've done a little fancying up the crossroads as well, just to kind of make it a little bit different. Just fancied it up a little bit, just so that it's all tied in nicely to this build that we've already done. But I wanted this one to sort of flow from it, and I get the feeling of it flowing from it from this side. I like it. I like the windows, I like the use of trapdoors, I like the way it's turned out. Still got to work on the lighting issues on the flooring, but I kind of concealed the lighting in here underneath this floor, so this kind of worked for me. The cobblestone, the mossy cobble, kind of worked for me to conceal lighting in here, and hopefully I can do the same sort of thing down here in the future with some more blocks of this and that and the other. But anyway, maybe do some grass down the sides, I don't know. But that profile is good from there. Now, bearing in mind that that profile is good, let's come around to the opposite side. And the opposite side, I've expanded the wall out a little bit so I can see the profile here. And the profile here, I like. I like the little dormer window. I like the profile of it. I like the way it's shaped. I like the way it looks. I've got a little sealed off access point here to get to the redstone of the contraption in case I ever need to, which I doubt I will, but it's there anyway rather than just sealing it off completely. It added something to this wall here, just adding a feature. And it sits right with being able to see that over the top of it. And inside, we're looking good as well. Inside, we're looking cool. I like the way it feels cozy inside. All of the internals already done. In fact, I did all the internals first, really, didn't I? Put a little leaf bushy thing up there, the same as that kind of thing, just to hide a little bit of leaves. And we've got lots of water and all that. I removed the cactuses. They didn't sort of sit right with me at the end of it all, so I left those out. And yeah, I'm happy with the inside. Now for what I'm not happy with. The sides here, good. Yeah, okay. And I've done the same on the other side. But when you see the side from above, it's kind of not quite right. The profile on the front and the back work okay, but to get the profile, I had to do a lot of odd things on the side there. And while it's not bad, it's not amazing either. It's not bad, it's not amazing. But to get that profile shot, I had to do something on that side, which I haven't been able to work a way around, and I'm not 100% keen on it. But that is the way it's going to stay now, so that's good. That's done. That's okay. It's good enough. We've got 3 different styles of architecture, 3 different styles of building, slightly taller at the back there, slightly smaller over here, and overall I'm happy, but I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. So the next thing that I'm going to do is start making the city streets a little bit more densely packed and compact and the like. So I would like to throw down another few structures starting here. So this is the roadway path. I've got to farm some more birch wood to be able to do more of the pathing properly, because I want it to be mostly birch wood and less about the sand and that sort of stuff. So it's going to be more birch down here. But then we've got the next plot has been opened out, and I've started defining the plot in sort of like equals. So I want to have the roads kind of defined well, like it's a structured development, like whoever is in charge of the city, i.e. me, has structured the development of the city properly. And I want to have the same sort of similar lines here with the slight outcroppings, but mostly a flat, straight wall with a few bits hanging off on the same on this side. But I want to maybe overhang it a little bit more and have this a bit more of the peasants side of things. So this is kind of like the gateway to the richer side of town. This is kind of the gateway to the richer side of town, and that's what I want to try and achieve. I don't want to do great big 3-story structures or massive 2-story structures that have lots of ornate things on them, unless they are an actual feature. Like this is a feature because it's the skeleton farm. So all of these 3 buildings constitute the skeleton farm build that I've done. The next big feature will probably be somewhere closer over there, so that we can have, well, maybe it doesn't need to be, but maybe it will be, I don't know, somewhere for all the librarians to live, all the librarians to be housed. So I need to do some more, like, bog standard housing, and I kind of want to go with what looks like the top up there, with the windows and everything, without having all the fancy of below. So I want to use the same block combinations, I want to use the same styles, maybe less water and less green, but throw down some more buildings using a similar build style as perhaps that is up there, and a few other bits and pieces that perhaps that is over there, just to start putting in places where I can store these villagers so they're not running around all over the place. So on the point of storing the villagers, because this is the productivity area for farming goods, I need to have kind of a farmer's district. So I was thinking of bringing this out this way and having some kind of farmer's market in a similar sort of plot. Maybe a square version of the same width of this. So I'll do that one a bit later on to get the farmers in. I've only got 1 farmer at the minute, so there's no point doing that. But also, we've got the sugar cane over there, so I'd like to get a load of librarians stuck in places for the sugar cane selling of stuff. And these guys need rotten flesh and gold, so they're not really suitable for anything in here, so we might get rid of them altogether or imprison them somehow. And the blacksmiths, the armourers, need coal. And this side here is where the mine shaft is that goes down and where I store my blocks. So when I come up with coal, I want to have kind of a market over here for selling all the coal stuff. So if I'm doing farmers on that side and armourers on this side, then this part here needs to be just general peasantry and move all the villagers out and around. So that is what I'm going to start working on next. Just building some very simple, basic housing down here. And kind of making this road feel like it's part of a bigger city. Well, getting villagers where you want them seems to be a good thing now. Seems to be an awesome thing. Where this villager's face has gone? Oh, there he is. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, moving the villagers around in boats is really easy. I'm loving it. I had a slight change of plans, though, when I'm messing around doing this. Trying to sort things out. Trying to organise the villagers without them escaping. Go back that way, you. Go on, go that way. Go on, get in there. Right, thank you. And close that. Thank you. And 2 villagers get in. Good job, good job. Can I... Yes, I can. Thank you. And good night. The villagers are sorted. The villagers are now sorted. I've got 1 farmer villager, so I've brought him over here, and he can just stay in this sort of box area for now. I might just wrap him up in something, just to make it even more secure, because I don't want him really escaping. Boop, there you go. And I'd just keep him there until I'm ready to do the next stage of the farming thing. Gimme. Gimme. There. Now you stay there. Because the farming villager is obviously very good for where I'm creating the farming supplies, so I can make lots of money off him that way. The other guys, I was working on the idea of doing this main road first, but then I realised all of my stuff is right here. So having this side of the main road is going to be tougher than I expected. I may have to build myself a temporary like house, a workshop house on the corner here. But I'll start defining the city streets. So this being like the crossroads of an area, I've got this city street running down here now, as well as this one running along here. And this is 4 wide, whereas this is 3 wide. I don't know why I did 4 wide instead of 3 wide. I just did. I felt like it needed a bigger route to go down this way. Lapis has just left. I figured this would lead to something big here. So we've got the big epic view here, and we've got going to have a big epic view that way. So this main street here is going to be awesome. But all I've done so far is just basically block all of the villagers inside here with some basic accommodation. Now, basic accommodation must change. This is horrible. This is looking horrible. I don't care about the villagers personally. They can all get enslaved and just dumped in cages, really. I could put them in little chutes and carry them around and just make them spend their life just trading with me under certain circumstances, like we've seen villager trading systems before. But I kind of wanted to still have a village, city feel. So on the way down here, I want these walls to look more like a city. One of the things that I have been doing, though, is just kind of spreading the buildings out in the right manner. So that when I do go into the side... Haha, he fooled you, you couldn't get through. We've kind of got the busy streets to wander through. So we've got busy streets, back alleys, busy back alleys with lots of people doing lots of things and lots of different places to go. And I might hide a few villagers inside some of the houses so that I have to come along and like visit a villager in here, which means I have to visit them on Crooked Street. I might put a little well here, so there's a little Crooked Well Street. That kind of thing, and have little lean-tos and bits and pieces, and fancy them all up later on. You can get through each of the areas properly, that's a good idea. But I also want to kind of have little through roads, so from a main road here as well, which is only 3 wide, you'll be able to go down through Crooked Street, or onto this next one here, for instance, where I haven't got any fences to put there, but I'll just call this one another street, and we'll make another street here. And I'm kind of figuring out where I want those streets to lay at the minute, so that I've not got too many crossing over, but I just got a few. So, I mean, this one really doesn't need any access there at all. So I've got like 2 access points on this street to go across to the other side and kind of round here somewhere. So maybe we need to make this just like this, and that's not going to be big enough for Jack, so that's not going to work. So I figured this would have to then be 3 wide, and then you've got a little bit here that can go across, and then we've got some more buildings. So I'm just basically cracking on with making the buildings sort of shape and space that they're going to fill, so that the builds themselves can get done at a later date. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make it 5, and then whatever this is, it is. There we go. So I'm just laying out shapes, and then figuring out places afterwards. So I could have this. If I don't want another run through here, then this has got to be another straight row of blocks to block that side of the street off. And then this could be one big house at the bottom of the road, and I could have that set up like this. Why not? There we go. And I'm just throwing down torches inside the houses to make sure that nothing spawns inside, and then I kind of deciding where each of the like entrance ways into the districts go. Like that's there, so maybe I have a 2 gap here, and just figure it out. And I'm doing it all very rough. I'm not doing it so that it's possibly the long-term outlook on it all. I'm doing it as rough as need be, and I'll put more time and effort into decorating these areas over the course of time. But for right now, we just want to make a few house areas ready for the villagers to come and live in. Yeah, why not? Let's have a little mini gap there. Sandstone, thank you. So little 3 wide rooms, nothing major to them, just a little 3 wide, 3 by 3 should I say, and a little alleyway for bustling through and into a little maybe courtyard area. Maybe this is another way through here, so we'll block this bit off and block this bit off here. And where would you like to come into here the least. Oh no, that's too close to that, isn't it? So maybe this is just a courtyard area with a few different houses all connected up. Maybe it opens out slightly here and here, and then we have a gate here maybe. So we come into the city this way, and there's a door there and a door there, and that makes 2 mini houses. This kind of feeling is what I'm looking for. The tight, compact city streets of the slave quarter, the slave district. I mean, that's pretty tight. And then this would be, I don't know, let's put a door there and put another door. Well, we could have an interesting door just there, I suppose. No, that's not going to work, is it? We could have a door right on the end here then. Or maybe here. Oh, la, la, la. It's the decisions I'm making here. The decisions. And always bearing in mind that zombies could spawn in these dark places. So I'm giving it plenty of lighting. I'm keeping it well lit so that nothing can spawn. And just figuring out the layout of it all. So this will probably expand further around this direction. I'll still have the road here, but I'll expand it out in this direction, and it won't be such a square plot. But right now I'm on square plots because I wanted some straight roads here, and I've already got a road over this side that I want to keep fairly straight as well. So overall, a couple of straight roads leading into more interesting and intricate areas of the city where the villagers have currently all gone inside, haven't they? That's good of them. Yeah, they've all gone inside. They've all found their homes. They've all gone in and wandered about. So they're all recognising them as valid homes, which is good. And they're sharing nicely as well. Also thinking of putting kind of a little garden-y area around as well. Just a place inside a district that has a farm plot. So that when the farm plot is being occupied by a farmer, the farmer can feed the villagers and they can reproduce in the area. I'm not sure on the height at the moment though. I'm not sure on how high I want the buildings to go. I mean, my original thing was to put a few buildings that sort of height in there. And I might try and make the ones that are leaning up against the roads that kind of height, which means that this whole section over here as well would also be this kind of height, which means then that this section, which looks the same as that section, would probably be the same height, which means that all of this ends up being the same height, which means that all of them are going to be 2-story structures. But the second story, like that one, I don't want the villagers necessarily to go up to the second story. I would rather it was kind of, I don't know, almost reserved just for me and for doors, extra doors in the village. And that way we can have a nice, clean looking village that we can develop certain spectacular areas, but still have these little slum areas where I store all my villagers away. Yes, that is the plan. But I think that's all I've got time for this episode. I've got more farming to do, more sugarcane farming to sort out, and loads more buildings to make. I got to build another building on this corner here just for storing all my temporary structures and knock most of this down, so I can build another district out down that side of the street and just start figuring out some detail work. Just start figuring it out and start making it all look nice and tidy. So until next time, thank you very, very much for watching another episode of Hypermine Vanilla 1.9. I will see you in the next very soon. Goodbye.